Hello and welcome to the Superintendent's Perspective. I'm Mario Salinas, Superintendent. I'm joined by Board President Miguel Mike Farias and Area Director for Elementary School, Sandra Avila. Today we're going to talk about Summer Enrichment Academies. Before we go there, sir, talking about our after-school Summer Enrichment Academies, we're going to give a COVID update to our community. We still are vaccinating. As a matter of fact, this week we did second dose vaccinations for 12, 13, 14, and 15-year-olds at Harwell on Tuesday and at Bill Garza on Wednesday. We're still vaccinating and encouraging our parents to vaccinate their children. Right now, the eligible children for vaccination are 12 and up. Great. We're hoping that soon the CDC approves for children 3 through 11 so that we can start vaccinating our elementary students hopefully before school starts so that the parents can feel more confident about the vaccination program. As you may or may not know, and I'm telling the community, Ms. Avila, you know about this, the TEA is saying that they expect us to return to in-person instruction.
Good.
Come fall. They're saying that we are not going to fund, or the state is not going to fund for virtual learning. That's what they're saying now. So we need to start vaccinating as many of our students as possible. We think as we know, the three of us know, vaccines work. In the last 3 weeks, we've had very few staff get COVID positive. As a matter of fact, this week we only had one case of a student at one of our schools get COVID positive test, and he got exposed at home. So you remember those days in December and in the fall where we were multiple in the 10s and the 20s of cases per week.
Yes.
And we're down to sometimes none. One time we went 2 weeks without a single case of staff or students. That's great. That are attending school.
And then also I read that the Hidalgo County is at 74% vaccinated of the ones that are eligible to be vaccinated, which is a big number compared to the rest of the United States.
Right. And Texas counties.
And Texas counties also.
I read a story out of the Texas Tribune where they're saying that the Hidalgo County's vaccination rate is higher than normal, than the average county in the state of Texas. So we think that vaccines work. Hopefully the government approves for vaccines for 11 through 12 so we can vaccinate those as well. Now, if you want to vaccinate, if you know of somebody that wants to get vaccinated, call our schools. You can call 289-2300, ask for the nursing department, and we can get an appointment for you, and we'll get you vaccinated as an adult or a student 12 and up. So all you have to do is call and we'll get you vaccinated. Now, the Summer Enrichment Academy. I'm going to have Ms. Avila, who was instrumental in planning these activities, talk a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about some of what we've seen out there. Ms. Avila?
Oh, thank you, Dr. Salinas. And I really want to say thank you first for the opportunity to come in and speak about the Summer Enrichment Academies. Thank you, Mr. Farias, for having me here. I'm really excited. When you see most of the districts around us winding down, we're revving up. You know, we're really excited. We have about 10,000 students taking part in our summer enrichment programs. We have 5,000 students just at our elementary campuses. It's started Monday on June 14th. It will run through Wednesday, June the 30th. It's from 8 to 4. We have transportation is provided. We have breakfast and lunch provided for our students as well. But that's just the basics. We have a wonderful curriculum. It's just like you say, Dr. Salinas, it's a high quality instructional program that we have given and opened it up to all 31 campuses. In years past, we have designated GT sites or STEAM camps, but now we have 31 campuses that are offering a high quality instructional program. In this program, we have curriculum that was written by our ECISD teachers for our teachers to use with our students. It is called a cross-curricular curriculum. That means that we have reading and math, and that's to address some of the learning loss, but it's infused with social studies and science. So it is a great opportunity for students to have higher level thinking, creativity on behalf of both the teachers and the students. And so, and within that day, they have a 2-hour enrichment block. And that 2-hour enrichment block allows for teachers to think outside the box, to do some project-based learning. We have, at our schools, we have karate, we have drumline, we have the arts, we have music, robotics. I mean, so many activities that are taking place. It's inspiring as we go out and we do campus visits to see the children smiling and laughing and engaging with their teachers. Our teachers love to teach, Dr. Salinas, Mr. Farias. They love to teach, and they're getting to do that right now. We have seen the interaction that the children missed. They hadn't done it in over a year. So they're talking to their friends, they're talking to their teachers. If you have to see a silver lining at the end of all this, we as a community have seen that in-person instruction has to happen. It's essential to the children being able to grow and just be positive. And so we're giving that opportunity to our teachers. The children are coming. We have great involvement. It's been a week long, and our numbers are great. And it's happening at our middle and at our high schools. We've never seen numbers like this in our summer. So the children wanted to come back. They wanted to see their friends. They wanted to see their teachers. So
hopefully those numbers are a sign of things to come in the fall. Now, as we know, the three of us know, we've been talking about this for a year. We knew that the children quarantined at home, learning through a computer, talking to their teachers through a computer is not the best form of teaching for most students. There are some students out there that are just gifted and they learn in any kind of medium, but most of us, like the three of us, face-to-face instruction is the best form that there is.
Yes, it is.
And so we know that, call it a COVID slide, call it learning loss, call it learning gaps. We know that the children fell behind. We know that. So this Summer Enrichment Academy is the first step of many, many steps to start addressing that. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about our field trip.
Yeah.
We went to Eisenhower. What you described about the teachers being excited to be at work, about the children being excited to be back in class, we saw it. We saw it in action. So I'm just so proud of those teachers. In fact, let's look at that video that we've been talking about it, but let's take a look at what we saw.
Excellent.
Well, how you doing, ma'am? How are you?
Good to see you.
Good. How are you?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, they're doing a science.
Oh, they're doing volcanologists. That's what they're doing today.
How are you?
My hands are
What's your
dirty.
name?
Veronica Elizondo.
Elizondo, Mario Salinas. This is President Salinas.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you, ma'am.
Well, you started off with the math component of measurements and everything else of that nature,
Yes.
right? With the
We read
height
about,
of the
we read about
volcano,
it, the elevation,
the depth of the rocks and stuff of that
Yes.
nature. Okay.
what's volcanology,
Yes.
what is geology, what is paleontology.
And you're implementing it all in one program, right?
Right.
Whoa.
So it's kind of thematic.
Yes, and well-rounded individuals.
Yes.
Very
yes.
So they don't get bored with just reading or math. They integrate math and reading into their projects.
Right.
And then they're actually doing the project.
Hands-on. There's nothing
Right.
like hands-on.
Right.
And this is the type of activity they do every day?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
This week they are kids cook-off. So that's what they're doing this week during the
Oh,
enrichment.
we came at the right time.
Yes.
Are they cooking food? Oh, so I need to taste.
Are they good? Yes, they should be good.
So what you're gonna do right now is we just had chicken and waffles.
Oh, chicken and waffles.
How are you, ma'am? Mario, Mario.
You guys
How are
ate
you?
any or you ate it all?
Stop when you're ready. There you go.
There you go, you're good.
Does anybody wanna?
And they brag to their friends, oh, we had fun, we did this, we did, hey, I want to do that.
Yes.
So that's a testament to the dedication that you guys put into this program. And we're very appreciative.
Yes, yes,
For being
thank
a
you so
blessing to our
much.
And,
No,
and,
thank you
and
so
the
much.
teacher makes it work, sir.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's not in curriculum.
No.
Like some charter schools, here the teacher makes it work.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Thank
ma'am.
you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Rangel, appreciate it.
so much.
Thank you for allowing us to come in.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the teachers there are the trick. The secret sauce are the teachers. They make it work, make it fun. So it was great to see the students and staff there at Eisenhower. It as a superintendent, it's as good as it gets for me to see the teachers. First of all, I've been saying this, that we are as good as teachers.
Yes.
The better teachers that we have, the better district that we have. And both of these teachers at this school that we went to visit, they were, I'm going to call them, they were awesome.
Yeah, they were.
And
Yeah.
I don't know what, and I know the plan, it takes a lot of planning, and you saw how organized they were.
Oh, yes, they were very
Oh,
organized.
yes, it was a lot of planning, and the kids are coming back because they want to see their teacher. We know that. They don't know anything about the curriculum and all that went into it. They just want to come and see their teacher in real life.
And,
So
and the other thing is that the first day they went, the second day more kids came because the kids went back and talked to their friends and said, hey, we really had fun at school. We did this, we did that. And more kids came.
Well,
and so, I mean, it's just, and the best form of advertisement is the people we're servicing. And if the kids are happy enough to talk about it at home and share with their friends and encourage them to come, that's even better.
well, you can see what happened there at Eisenhower. It is an entire rebranding of summer school.
It is.
People used to see it negatively, like summer school. Oh no, we don't want to go. But summer school is fun.
It is.
It's fun. It's going to be like this for the next 4 years.
You guys made
And
it fun.
so on. Yeah. Well, our teachers, our
Yes,
teachers made
yes.
it fun, and I think more kids will be coming, and we're taking them all. It's not too late.
And I was telling Mr. Farias on the way to the field trip and back from the field trip that the secret sauce are the teachers.
Absolutely.
And the teachers were happy and they were making it work. We let me describe the first classroom we went into. They were doing they were tying in the reading and the math that they had, the theme, the reading and the math they had been working on in the morning. They tied it into a science experiment. And I'm going to let Mr. Faria describe a little bit about that. But it was a lot of fun.
Great.
The children were having fun. And we've been talking about how are we going to address the children, the learning losses, not through remediation, through acceleration like what we saw today. You may want to talk to us about what you saw in the first class that we went to where they were talking about the volcanoes and all.
Yes, we walked into the class and the kids were engaged. We had some of them mixing the masa for the volcano, the other ones looking for dinosaur bones in a kit, the other ones having to do with rocks and geology and I saw them all engaged, but what I really noticed was the teacher. The teacher was so happy to be back. And the teacher told us that she really missed the face-to-face interaction with the kids. And so, I got excited with the volcano because when they first got there, I thought they were making tortillas because all the kids had their hands in the bowl mixing the masa. And so you had all three projects going on at the same time, all the kids happy and engaged. And it was so cool because they were talking to each other, they were conversing, they were hanging out. The whole social aspect of it is so important. And it was really interesting to see the excitement. And I asked the teacher, I said, so what's different from the last summer school? He goes, these kids here they're like extra hungry. They're like sponges. They want to learn. They want to engage. They want to participate. And that's very encouraging. And the numbers, as you mentioned, are big.
Right.
The numbers are
Right.
big. And we walked into the first class and I'm like, wow, this is, and it was really cool to see them all having a good time, but yet learning at the same time.
It was
Right.
patterned like, you know what it reminded me of? Like those GT camps,
Right.
pre-pandemic. A lot of hands-on activities, a lot of interaction with the students among themselves, and the students and the teacher.
Well, that wasn't by chance, Dr. Salinas. You did task us, he told us from the get-go, I want to see a summer program, but I don't want to see remediation. I want every child to experience the GT concept. And so when we met with our curriculum writers for the curriculum for this summer, that was what was in mind. And so exactly what you're describing is when they were writing the curriculum, that's what they wanted to see, that their enrichment was an extension of what they had in the morning. So the children don't even know that they're going over, critical teaks. They're just having fun doing it.
Yes.
And so, and you did bring up something very important, Mr. Farias, the social emotional piece. We do have that as part of the curriculum as well. Dr. Salinas did tell us that he did want us to touch on that component. And so the first 15 minutes, the teacher dedicates 15 minutes to a curriculum that was written by counselors.
Good.
And it's just very important. We have found that the students need an opportunity to share. But then on top of that, I believe, Dr. Salinas, you recommended to the board to provide counselors at every campus. So we do have counselors going around and having these very engaging lessons, again, with these students. So it's just looking at the child as a whole for academics, social, emotional. I mean, every piece of that child, we are trying to hone in on, get to, and just welcome them back.
I believe with board member Carmen Gonzalez, she's the one that said you need counselors out there.
That's
and
right.
They were, it was 2:30 in the afternoon when we went to this field trip. The children had been there since 8. They didn't look tired at all. All of them were engaged.
Yep.
All of them, 100% of the students in that science class, they were all engaged.
Yes.
And they were all working toward what project they had. It was, as a superintendent, I've been superintendent, over 100 days. They're going out there interacting with the students. I think that's probably the best part of my job.
Very special.
And as you as a board member as well.
Oh, yes.
And you as a director.
Well, Dr. Salinas, they say sometimes one person doesn't make a difference, but in this sense, you do make a difference because that's what you wanted us to do this summer, and we got it done.
Very good. And it got even better because the next class, they just finished making chicken and waffles.
Oh, wow.
And I walked in and I'm like, oh, that smells good.
Smells good.
Chicken and waffles.
That's called culinary arts.
Yes,
Mr.
well,
Farias.
whatever it was, it smelled really good. And then it gets even better. They already finished doing their chicken and waffles, and they had to know how to measure, how
Yes.
to mix, how to cook the waffle maker. the whole 9 yards. They didn't use a microwave and warm up waffles. They made their own waffles, and they had their chicken. And then when we got there, they were creating root beer floats.
Wow.
And I'm just like, oh man, it don't get any better than this.
That's right.
So, but they made it fun. They and all the kids participated, and I saw the entertainment, the education, the engagement,
The energy.
It was all
The energy,
and
right?
the energy, and that teacher too was so glad to be back, and I thank both teachers for. To be a teacher, you have to be. It has to be a calling. It's not a
agree.
job. It's a calling to make a real difference in somebody's life, and it gave me so much joy to see the excitement and the energy. And after they made their root beer floats, it's like I was like, this is really cool because, as Dr. Salinas said, it was at the end of the day. You would have expected kids to be bored, not interested.
Looking at the clock?
Yeah, no, these kids were engaged.
Our
and-
attendance is awesome.
Oh,
Our
yes.
attendance is great.
Yes, yes, it is.
And you know, Mr. Farias, when we first talked about this, we thought, are we going to find the teachers? Are we going to get the teachers to do this? Remember,
Correct.
Dr. Salinas, you were like, well, we're gonna pay them what they need to get paid. We're gonna. We have over almost 600 teachers working this summer. I mean, and you saw them for yourself. They're excited about. They love to teach.
Yes.
Right.
And so, I mean, it's really inspiring as an educator to see that and witness it, and I'm just so happy. It's back to normal almost.
Good.
You know, and the teacher. It's been a long year for the teacher staff. It's been stressful for them to teach students at home and in the class. We started at home. We're dealing with technology. Some of them barely learning how to
Right.
use distant type learning. So it's been a stressful year, a long year, a tiring year. And these teachers were out there. They don't have to be there, but they were there.
Yep.
And they were happy, and I could tell. And they were happy to be with the children. They were happy to be teaching. Sir, we've talked the same language. We're not going to go and remediate our students. We're going to accelerate and move forward, and we're going to challenge the students to accept the acceleration that we're offering.
Okay.
So we also took a tour of the middle school, Memorial Middle School. Let's see that video. Mario Salinas, he's our board
How you doing,
president.
man? Mike Farias, pleasure.
I was telling President Farias that these children, the reason they're in this camp is you're getting them ready for algebra come the fall. These are the students that I was telling the President that hopefully they take calculus as juniors or maybe even sophomores at the high school level.
That's amazing.
These are the students, sir, that are going to get into the pre-med fields, that they want to be doctors. These are students that want to be engineers. These are students that want to get into those fields that require rigorous math and science. This is our goal. These are the smartest kids in the school.
This is our future.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
This is our future.
These are people who are going to hopefully not take our jobs. Hopefully they move on.
It's okay, sir. In 20 years, it's okay.
Well, they'll do a lot better than us. I guarantee you
they're
that.
going to land in hospitals and labs and things like that.
You know, like I always tell Dr. Salinas, I said, the beautiful thing about math, it's the language of the universe.
Yes.
Correct.
You know, and no
Correct.
matter what language you speak, math is math, numbers are numbers. So you learn how to conquer that, you can do anything. So what has your experience been since they've been out for such a long time? Are they hungrier now?
Yes.
Are they more aggressive? They want to get to it?
They
That's
want
good.
to do it. Yes.
good.
They're
Oh.
here, and they're here.
So
That's there's a lot.
So are you guys glad that you're back in school? Yes? Awesome. Isn't this nice to come back to school, learn, visit your friends? And, you know, this is exciting. So I just encourage you all to do your best. It could be the simplest thing that you may not understand, but with the direction given here, sky's the limit, guys. And I encourage you all to never give up and keep on working hard. It always pays off.
Yes, I'm very pleased to see these children eager. I can see they're eager and they're excited to be in this class. Ms. Nell, thank you very much for helping us here with these children.
Thank you.
We're
Allow
honored.
us to
Honored.
intrude. It's an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We'll let you have at it with the children. I'm sure they're eager to get going.
All right.
Guys.
Have a good day.
Have a good
Good
one,
job.
guys.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good one, guys. Good. How are you, ma'am? If I can interrupt briefly.
Sure, hi.
This is Mario.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, Cantu. Nice to meet
Miss
you.
Cantu?
Yes.
This is our president.
How you doing, man?
Hi.
Mike Farias, pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the English one. You're bridging them to English
Yes.
this coming fall?
Yes, here.
All right.
Myself and Miss Nell and Miss Chavez also.
So I was telling President Faria, these are the smartest kids we have.
Yes.
They'll be taking a high school class next year.
Yes, in a
English
couple
one.
of months. Yeah,
In a couple of months.
High school class.
They'll be taking high school English 1 and algebra as well.
Yes, they're the doubles.
So what we want for these students, sir, when they get to the high school is when they become juniors and seniors, they take all AP classes.
Very good.
You know, second class of chemistry, second AP chemistry, second part, algebra, second part, humanities in the Englishes. so that these are the children that are going to go to college to be doctors and engineers and these type of professionals. Because at high school, that's when these children start focusing on, okay, I'm going to be an attorney, I'm going to try the engineering fields, I'm going to be a doctor, a nurse, whatever. So they're already getting themselves ready. This is prep for high school.
That's awesome. You know, Dr. Salinas and I, we're firm believers of investing in the front end, and that's exactly what's happening here. You're not waiting till they get to high school.
We're starting.
You're starting them right now, and you guys are going to have so much of the advantage when you get there.
It's really it's the first pre-AP class they take.
Wow.
Really, they come 8th grade.
Wow.
And then these are the AP scholars in a couple of years. You can be at home, taking a nap. I would be taking a nap right now at 2:20 in the afternoon, 100 degrees. But you're here, you're working.
Yes.
You're working so that your future is bright. As a doctor, some of you want to be doctors, some of you be nurses, some of you engineers, some of you want to be attorneys. You're starting right here. Again, it was to see the students in action at the elementary school was awesome. Then we went to the middle school. You saw the students, the classes were full.
Yeah, they were packed.
In the classes that we went to visit, there were the Algebra 1 camp and the English 1 camp. Edinburgh's one of the few districts to offer high school classes at the middle school. Edinburgh offers Algebra 1 as in all our middle schools. Algebra 1 is a high school class, normally. We offer English 1 at the middle school as well. English 1 normally is a high school class, the first English class. So the camps that we were, the Algebra 1 camp that we went to visit, they're preparing students so that when they take this high school class next year as 8th graders, they are ready to go. And you saw, we talked to the teacher there. The students there, they were engaged.
Yes.
It was not as hands-on as what we saw at the Eisenhower, but they were engaged with the teacher leading the way on their integers, I believe that's what they were studying.
Yes.
It's very rigorous. It's a very rigorous curriculum. It is a high school course where children can earn high school credit as 8th graders. They're 7th graders going into 8th grade, and it was designed specifically to help the children provide that foundation. So when they're introduced during the school year with that rigorous curriculum, they're ready for it. Our numbers, you said that there's a lot of kids they've quadrupled at the middle school.
I believe the principal was telling us he had to hire more teachers.
Yes. The classroom was packed.
Yes.
It was packed, and I'm like, wow. And then to learn how advanced how advanced these courses that they're taking, it's very impressive. Very impressive. You know, we asked, okay, what do you guys want? The majority of them wanted to be doctors. Pre-med. And then the other was engineers. And then there was 2 lawyers. And so these kids have their mindset and they have the goal. And Dr. Salinas commended them in coming to summer school to better and advance themselves. Because you know what? You had a choice. You could have stayed home. You could be sleeping right now. But these kids are motivated and driven to do the right thing and to put in the extra work to get ahead. And it was very impressive.
See, these students, they're taking Algebra 1 next year at 8th grade. Some of them are going to take Algebra 1 in geometry. They were telling us that they're going to
same time.
Wow. They're going to run it concurrently.
So they're going to run it concurrently. So these students are going to take Algebra 1 and geometry at the same time.
That will be their elective.
And then, as freshmen, they take Algebra 2, pre-AP.
Wow.
Pre-AP as freshmen.
Freshmen.
And then, as sophomores, they jump into calculus. Can you imagine that?
No, that was a senior course.
Can you imagine that?
A few years ago
calculus.
when I was in high school.
As a sophomore.
Yeah, no.
Because these students are very advanced. These are the students that when they want to get into the pre-med, into those medical fields, they're hard to get into. They're very competitive, but these students are doing what it takes.
Yes.
They're getting themselves prepared already as 7th graders.
Correct.
So that when they graduate 5 years down the road as seniors, they're so far ahead of everybody else that when they apply for these programs, the colleges are going to say, come over here. You've taken calculus too.
Yes.
We want you.
But again, Dr. Salinas, I want to commend you because we've opened up that opportunity to so many more kids. It used to be just a very select few. And then opening the doors for other children to participate, look at the numbers, and they all came.
Right.
And they all came.
Right, and you know, a lot of some districts. First of all, districts don't offer. I don't know of any district that offer geometry and algebra at the middle school. Some districts don't offer algebra at the middle school either. We do for these students, in hopes that these students, when they're juniors and seniors, they start getting ready for college by taking all AP. The second part of calculus, right? Because these students that we saw today are going to be taking calculus, some as sophomores, most of them that you saw there,
Yes.
hopefully will take calculus as juniors. Most of them are going to take calculus as juniors. Some of them, the ones that are going into the engineering fields, are probably going to take Cal too. But when they get off to college and they're in these rigorous classes at the college level, they do well.
Yes, sir.
They not only do well, they excel.
Oh, yes, sir.
So we're hoping that these students that are taking these high school classes, by the time they're juniors, they've already covered the requirement to graduate from high
It's
school
amazing. It's
in the state of
amazing.
Texas. So what we want them to do is to take all college
Prep courses.
which are the AP classes in the Englishes, the humanities,
Right.
because those students are going to take English 1. They're going to take English 1 next year, English 2 when they're freshmen, English 3 as sophomores, English
And then they
4,
can take English 4, and then
they take the humanities, so the
as
extra
soon-
English,
yeah.
these AP classes, and then plus all the other extra classes, the college prep classes that they need to take, and they're not really college prep, they're college classes, AP classes
they are college
at the high school
courses, right?
class, at the high school, so that when they get off to college, not only will they do well, they will excel.
Yes.
So, and what you saw there today at Memorial, I mean, that is rigorous teaching in action.
Okay. It was very impressive. It was very impressive, and to see how well rounded they were, because in the English department, the other class that we went to go see, it was just as packed.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're not just strong on one; they're strong on both
Those
sides.
children are actually rotating.
Yes, I know.
So they're taking Algebra 1, and then they're rotating into the
Yes.
English 1.
Correct.
So
Impressive.
it's like, wow, you know.
well-rounded students.
And I was
Absolutely.
telling those students, you are preparing yourself, because we talked about it, education is the way. I mean,
Right.
You wouldn't be here if you hadn't made education a priority. Neither would have. We wouldn't be here if education was not a priority. And then we're telling the children, education is the way. That's why most people from around the world want to come to the United States. We have the best educational system in the world, public and at the collegiate level. So
That's
you go
true.
to
That's true.
Austin, you go to A&M, you got people from all over the world there.
Oh yes.
Chinese, Japanese, Pakistani, Mexican, Spanish, from all over the world.
And our children need to compete against
Right.
those. They
Ours-
need to be ready.
That's right. Our students, those students that were in those classes, they're going to go to A&M, they're going to go to Texas, they're going to go to Texas Tech, and they're going to compete with the Chinese, the Pakistanis, the Spaniards, the Mexicans, from all over the world.
Yes.
That's true.
We have, in the United States, the best educational system in the world. And you know what? In the United States of America, you don't have to be rich to go to college.
No, you don't.
You have to have the ganas, the attitude, the right attitude, like those students that we saw. That's
Yes.
the beginning
Yeah.
of what we hope they take to the college level and succeed and become whatever they want to be. You saw they want to be doctors,
Yes.
they want to be nurses,
Yes.
they want to be lawyers, they want to be engineers,
Yes.
and they're in the right classes right now for
Yeah.
that.
And they're prioritizing what they need to do, and they're making the sacrifices at an early age. But my
They're
goodness,
only 12 and
They're
13
12
years
years.
old.
That says a
They're
lot.
12 years
They're
old.
only 12 years
That says a
old.
lot.
And
They
they're
could be at
already-
home.
Yes.
They could be at
But look at
home.
them. That's
But-
amazing.
But that is amazing. But that is going to be a testament to their success, and we want to give that opportunity to every child.
Sir, they're 12 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
And they're already planning
Yeah. Very
for
impressive.
the day they go to college. And
Great
where-
students, great parents,
Then
and,
the
and we have a
parents,
great
gotta
school.
Commend
Great
the
school.
parents
Yes.
for obviously the parents have a lot to do with it. And, but then we offer that environment where they can take advantage of our awesome teachers. You saw
Oh, yes.
the algebra teacher, you saw the English teacher. They were at work, and
Oh,
the
yes.
students were focused.
That's right.
That
That's
they
right.
were like, we were in there like we were bothering them. You know?
Don't take
No,
our
no,
time.
really.
Our time is valuable.
They were focused.
Yes,
They were
yes.
focused.
They
Like,
were
come on,
focused.
guys, we want to get back.
We talked about maybe shaving a little bit of time from our middle schools, and just what you said, Doctor, they said absolutely not. We need every minute of every day, and so they are working with those kids, and everything you talked about, Dr. Salinas, is absolutely true. I mean, the kids are excited to be there, and it's only because our teachers are so thrilled to be back.
And you know what, sir? Before we wrap it up, we hope to see some of this same type of activity when school starts.
Yes, sir.
You know, especially with our after-school programs, where we can get this what you saw today, expanded day.
Well, you know,
yeah.
today is a good indicator of what to expect when school starts. I mean, the summer school, we're at record numbers of participation. And so I expect that when school starts again, too.
Well, we have our wonderful curriculum writing project that's going on, and so they're writing curriculum like what you saw today to be implemented in the fall and next year. So it's going to continue, and we just can't wait to have our kids in the hallways,
Our field
in our
trip
classrooms.
was exciting.
We did have a good, fun field trip
Yes, we
today.
did. All right, that brings us to the end. Thank you for joining us for the Superintendent's Perspective. Stay healthy and stay safe.